Okay, connecting pentatonic scales. I'm going to show you today how to connect E minor pentatonic and E minor blues. This is a question that I get asked all the time, and a lot of guitar players don't seem to know how to navigate it. So I'm going to show you one way to do it, the way I do it right now, and hopefully it'll be something that you can use. Okay, so most of us know this. And this. And most guitar players can navigate those two shapes successfully, but from there to here, there's a bit of a wasteland. And sometimes people will do things like this. You're grooving along. Oops. Alright, so I connect this. To this. Using this. Now it's important that you use a specific fingering, at least in my opinion. So how I do it is open, first finger on the 3rd fret, 3rd finger on the 5th fret, then shift. So again, that's. And you're going to continue with the 1st and 3rd finger. Shift. 1st and 3rd finger. Now, because of the difference in the tuning between the G and the B string, you're going to have to do a little side step up 1 fret with your 1st finger. So I'll show you that. And then shift to your 4th finger. Okay, so what I just did there was played E minor blues, so I'm going to show you a way to connect those as well. It's almost identical, except the fingering necessarily has to change. Necessarily. Okay, so again, most of us know this. And then this. But we want to avoid, again, like I said before, we want to avoid that sort of wasteland area that can occur from here, between here and here. So here's how I do this. Almost exactly the same as the minor pentatonic. You're going to go open, 1st finger. Now you're going to shift with your 1st finger instead of your 3rd, or instead of to your 3rd, because you need to do this. So you've got open, 1st finger, shift with your 1st finger, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 1st, 3rd, 1st, 1st, 2nd, 3rd. Again with the side step between the G and the B because of the tuning difference. Shift with your 1st, and then to your 4th finger. Slop in there, but whatever. Major pentatonic and major blues. So here's your E major pentatonic scale. So if you think of this shape here, you've got, again, you're using your first and your third finger primarily. So you've got open, first, third, first, third, first. Then I shift with my first finger from the second fret on the fourth string to the fourth fret on the fourth string. Again, 1 and 3 fingers. Same thing, 1 and 3. Now you can use your second finger here if you want to stop the lick there, but if you want to continue it, you're going to have to do again that little side step. Okay, now I'm going to show you the major blues. It's almost identical, but again, there's a couple of things that you have to keep in mind. So you've got open, first finger, second finger, third finger, first finger, third finger, first. Shift your first finger. Now that fingering there at the end is one that I don't really use a lot, but it's good to know. I would prefer to usually use the more typical minor blues shape and then use the relative minor. So in this case I'm going to play a C sharp minor blues. Okay, now I'm going to show you some shapes that I would use in an A major kind of thing. An A major sound like A, Mixolydian, A dominant 7, or just an A, regular A major chord. So there's a couple of areas that I find really useful rather than, again, having to second guess yourself. So all of the notes down here, if you think of this shape, just your typical A chord, right? You've got, I'm sure most of us have played that a billion times. And then we can also add the blues note in there, making it a major blues. Now, one of the things that I find I do all the time that I think is really cool is I like to mix scales together. Obviously, sounds like a pretty simplistic concept, but as a guitar player, it's okay to think of it in terms of shapes, because in a string instrument we can use the same shape and just transpose it by moving it up, as long as we don't use any open strings, of course. So what would I normally do? So I'm going to mix A major blues and major pentatonic with A Mixolydian. So first I'll play the A Mixolydian scale. Mixolydian is the 5th mode of the major scale. It's a major scale with a lowered 7. So I think of it as a dominant 7th scale, because a dominant 7 chord is a major triad with a lowered 7. So here's your A7 chord. And here's your A Mixolydian. So you can do that without shifting positions there, just starting on the 5th fret of the E string with your second finger. And if you start with the right finger, all the fingers will just lie exactly where they're supposed to. Then you can continue. Now again, you have to do that little skip up, that little side step, because of the stupid B string. do that whole thing again. And then you can descend with the lovable, familiar minor blues scale, A minor blues scale. So you've got now you can also start it from down around the 2nd fret like I was showing you earlier. So what did I do there? I just ascended with an A major blues scale. And then I descended with a minor, and then I descended with A minor blues. Now if you mix them together, you can get some cool things. So just juxtaposing between the minor and the major third.